Alright guys, so yesterday we talked about some review vocabulary that you have previously seen before, but we're just going to go over it again. So today I had a lot of people get confused when they were classifying the triangles, so we're going to do a slight review of that again today. So we know that a triangle is a three-sided polygon that has three straight sides and three angles. Like, we all know that. We can identify a triangle. It's got the three sides. Now, where it gets a little bit more difficult is where we have to classify those into different types of triangles. So just as a review, the first type of triangle we're going to talk about is the right triangle. And a right triangle is easy to identify because it contains exactly one right angle. So if you look at this triangle, our right angle is this one down here that's 90 degrees. Since it has that one right angle, we know that it is a right triangle. The second type of triangle we're going to talk about is an obtuse triangle. And an obtuse triangle contains one obtuse or greater than 90 degree angle. Just one. So when you look at your triangle, for example, this is greater than 90 degrees. So immediately we know that that is an obtuse triangle. Same thing down here. We have this angle down here is 120 degrees. It's obtuse. It only has to have the one obtuse angle to be an obtuse triangle. The next one we're going to talk about is an acute triangle. Now, an acute triangle just means that it has three acute, or all of the angles are acute. So if you look at these, all of these are acute. We know they are because they're less than 90 degrees. Same thing with this one. All of our angles are less than 90 degrees. Therefore, it is an acute triangle. Okay. An equilateral triangle. Now, an equilateral triangle is a triangle that has three congruent sides and three congruent angles. We can see the word kind of equal as a prefix there. So in our minds, we need to associate that all of the sides and all of the angles are equal. Now, I know all these side lengths are equal because of this little tick mark here. This little tick mark says this is congruent to this and this is congruent to that. Okay? All right. We also have a scalene triangle. Now, this was one of the most commonly missed questions on the review yesterday. Our scalene triangles are just kind of triangles that don't fall into any other category. Okay, they have no congruent sides and they have no congruent angles. So if you look at this, first off, it shows us that none of the sides are the same. This one is 36, this one is 29, and this one is 44. So none of the sides are the same. Now, while all of these angles are acute, none of them are the same. Okay, so a scalene triangle just means nothing is congruent. Okay, we're also going to talk about isosceles triangles, and an isosceles triangle contains two congruent sides and two congruent angles. When we look at this triangle, it shows us that the base angles are exactly the same. They are congruent, and this side is congruent to this side. And again, we know that with the little tick marks there. Okay, so what I want you to do for the this part of the review, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the triangles that they give you, and you're going to pick the best classification for the triangle.